All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson on this February the 14th, 2022, on this Monday morning. And this is a news article I'm bringing out on this sit-down lesson for today. And this is from MSN.com, and this is from Reuters. And this was about 5 hours ago published. And the highlight of this news article, and it reads, Russia is ready to fire if foreign subs and ships intrude military. I said Moscow. Reuters, a senior Russian military official said on Monday that Russia was ready to open fire on foreign ships and submarines that illegally enter its territorial waters, the Interface news agency reports. It says any such decision will, however, be taken only at the highest level. Stanislav Gadsokomoskov, if I pronounce his name right, that's a long name to get, the deputy head for the main operation department of the General Staff, was quoted as saying it says the comment came 2 days after Moscow said a Russian naval vessel has chased away a U.S. submarine, right? Because I believe I did a video on that. And then it was another report came out, the accusations was false. So you know how that goes. And I'm going to read it again for edification's sake. It says the comment came 2 days after Moscow said a Russian naval vessel has chased away a U.S. submarine in Russian waters in the Pacific. The United States has denied it carry out military operations, Russian territory waters. And it says, Interfax quoted Gas Komoskov as saying Russia was able to adequately counter the U.S. fleet in the Black and Ballistic Seas, but did not have enough ships and plans to do so in the Far East at the moment. And it says all of Russia's military fleets has been carrying out exercises from January the 20th in recent weeks across vast areas, including parts of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans and the Mediterranean Sea. So yeah, you know, Russia was sending a warning to, a senior Russian military official. You know, he was sending out warnings of any submarine or any foreign illegally enters the territorial waters. You know, they have a right to open fire on them if any means necessary. You know, if it comes to that point, you know. And then you already have the current tensions over there in the Ukraine border situation. And there was another report came out. Russia said they willing to talk, you know. So, you know, these are of wars and rumors of wars, you know. And then, you know, as I was reading the article from the U.S. Russian senior official, you know, he made that announcement. He was saying, like, any subs or foreign ships of any kinds of any country, you know, if they illegally enter the territorial waters, they'll act responsibly and they'll open fire on them. And then they'll deploy more Navy naval vessel ships in that region, you know. And then, you know, that comes 2 days after he made that statement, after United States, I believe Russia chased away United States ships as well too. In the United States, they denied that fact that they was doing military operations. So that goes into the wars and rumors of wars. And there have been a lot of speculation of rumors of wars been going on lately in the news we've been watching. And these rumors of wars are coming reality as well too. And I'm gonna bring out the scripture for wars and rumors of wars. And this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6, and it reads, "And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars, that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Right? Because the end is not yet, because more prophecies are coming up, and more prophecies are coming to pass as well too. As we see in these current things in the news, tensions might slow down on all different categories, different types of categories, etc. Because like the uproars of the people, wars and rumors of wars, the nations shall rise against nations, kingdom against kingdoms, etc., etc., And the push for the MOTB, which is the book of Revelations 13 and 16 through 17 verse, I believe, in the book of Revelations. The all-out digital currency is coming very soon as well too, right along with the steps of World War III is imminent. And then these nations, they trying to calm down the tensions of World War III. What that scripture says, I roughly paraphrase, when they shall say peace and safety, sudden destruction come upon them. So yeah, those are examples of that. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 7. "For nation shall rise against nation," as we continue to see that increasingly in the last days. Like I mentioned before, tensions calm down for a second and it rise back up, And you've been seeing that, And nation against nations and kingdom against kingdoms. The increase of kingdom against kingdoms, if it's from a verbal standpoint or possibly a physical standpoint or economic standpoint as well too. As you continue to see these things, as you see the steps of the process of these things happening, of these kingdoms going against one another, And there shall be famines, the increase of famines as well too, Like we're so used to the third world countries being in famine, but it's going to be around these high populated large countries as well too, in the days that we are currently living in the latter days, And it says pestilence, the increase of pestilence as well too. New diseases making their return, which we're so commonly used to. And then you're going to hear some new type of disease, pestilence as well too, around the world. And earthquakes in diverse places. I'm going to continue to see the increase of that during the coming months in the year 2022, And these are the beginning of sorrows, right? Because we are in the stages, in the process of the beginning of sorrows, because you see so many things that's going on in the world today, Even though it might slow down, but it's gonna step back up and increase of beginning of sorrows, because we are in the stages of process of that, As we seen it right before our eyes around the whole world, Like I mentioned before, the uproars of the people, they should not regard nor their kings nor their princes or their political figures. Is another country tried to do a freedom convoy, I believe, in France this past weekend. They tried to do that. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do some more in these other European countries, And the other nations follow along right with it as well too, even though that kind of calmed down a little bit. But I expect to see that increase again of the uproars of people going against the mandates, the water mandates, and the shots and all that, for an example, And these are the stages in the beginning of sorrows as it's currently taking place right now. We are getting in those stages of the beginning of sorrows, And there's more coming, in the latter days, So with that, I just wanted to bring out this news article right here of Russia is ready to fire if foreign subs or ships intrude. If they enter illegally in its territory waters, they will have no choice to open fire on them if it comes to that point, Because, as I was reading the article, like I mentioned before, these are the announcements 2 days after the Russian ships chased away United States submarine ships. And United States, the United States spokesperson, they denied the allegations of a military operation. So, those are increase of wars and rumors of wars, of the nations going against one another as well, too. That might become a rumor, and then they're going to come to reality as well, too, in the times ahead that we are currently living in, And so with that, I hope this sit-down lesson was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushai. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Bakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone. Preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim scattered through 4 corners of the globe, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching his word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom.